Actually, somebody just asked a really good question. They said, what coaching school for the certification would you recommend? The Quantum Coaching Academy certification. You're going to get so many tools and strategies and new ways of thinking about growing a coaching business. There are a lot of training certification programs of different levels, of different styles, different types, different depth, but hers is actually accredited.
Welcome, Badass Manifester. I am so glad you are here. I'm your host and head coach, Ashley Gordon, master mindset and manifestation biz expert, founder of the Quantum Coaching certification, and multiple six-figure entrepreneur obsessed with empowering you to create quantum leaps in your energy, your life, and your business. This is the show to help you make magic your everyday normal, where the ripple effect is real and the guest experts are world class. My mission is to power your conscious and subconscious mind with manifestation teachings, business tools, and coaching techniques to put your potential into action. Consider this your weekly up level. Are you ready for quantum transformation? Let's do this. What's up, Badass Manifestors? Welcome back. Another episode. This episode is an amazing conversation that I had on a live stream with my dear friend Jen Casey, and we jammed out all about, what it takes to attract dream clients and how it's really all about becoming the dream coach. And I'm really excited for you guys to listen to this and to tune into this, because there's so many good nuggets. And I was like, okay, I'm turning this into a podcast. It needs to go out on Monday. That's it. Let's do this. So I'm excited for you guys to listen to this episode. And oh my gosh, today is the kickoff of Big Coach Energy Live. If you are not yet in or registered for Big Coach Energy Live, you're going to want to get registered, because I'm doing a massive giveaway. 3 people are going to win credits, money towards the Quantum Coaching Academy, which is my coaching certification program to help you become a world-class coach. And applications open November 11th. Yes. So just on Wednesday, the application doors will open. And if you're registered and you participate and you are active, you have the chance to win money towards your certification program. It's so exciting. I'm so happy to be giving money towards this and being able to help people in this way. It's going to be an incredible 3 days of Big Coach Energy Live. It's going to be incredible time onboarding all of the new students into the Quantum Coaching Academy, all of the new students into your Quantum Leap Year, which is another offering I have for full year support, 6 months of coach certification training, 6 months of business building, and 6 one-on-one sessions, plus a year of one-on-one Slack support with me and my co-coach Jenna. So there's so much happening right now, and it's very, very exciting, and I want you to be involved in all of it. If you've been thinking about becoming a coach, if you're a coach in the closet right now, or if you just started your business and you're wanting to really take things to another level, let me help you start, grow, and scale your business. Or if you're a coach that's ready to up-level your craft, you're ready to get certified, you're ready to learn foundational advanced tools opportunity is ringing. Foundational and advanced tools to up-level in all the ways, the Quantum Coaching Academy could be for you. So come join us for the 3 days. It's completely free to up-level and see if it is a good fit for you to apply to QCA. I'm so excited. I hope you enjoy this episode. I know you will. All of the links to get to where you need to go are in the show notes. And if you have any questions at all about the certification program, any questions at all about your Quantum Leap Year, which is the full year VIP experience, just reach out. I'm here. I'm here to answer questions. My team's here to answer questions. We've got your back. And I cannot wait to potentially have you inside of the Quantum Coaching Academy. All right, diving in.
Hello, how's it going, you guys? I am about to be joined by the one and only Ashley Gordon, the creator of the Quantum Coaching Academy certification and the Badass Manifester brand and podcast. And we're going to have an amazing conversation all about the art of coaching, the do's and don'ts of coaching, how there are so many people who want to step into becoming a coach, but they're still kind of in that phase of being the personal development junkie, and they know that they want to step forward. They know that they want to share, serve, but they're just not sure how to begin that process. So I'm going to bring Ashley on, and we're going to open it up so that you guys can ask whatever coaching questions you want about business, growing a coaching business, and becoming a quantum coach. Let's do this.
Hi.
Hi, how's it going?
It's going great. How are you?
You guys, right now we've got like a legit setup. I wish I could like take a picture of this. We've got ourselves on Zoom, and then we also have this dual system set up on Instagram. And PS, for those of you who do IG interview style things and you're like, but I want it for the podcast, here's what we did, okay? Just to give you guys the breakdown.
Behind the scenes, we
got the headsets on for Instagram so that there's no echo. And then we've got the nice microphone set up to Zoom, and then we put our computers on mute. So I'm pretty sure this is going to work.
Let's hope. It's totally going to work. We got this.
So as you guys are jumping on, say what's up. How's everybody doing tonight? Hey, Sophie. Hey, Juliana. Hey, Michelle.
This is bringing back memories, Jen.
It is. It really is.
Hi, Sarah.
You guys, Ashley and I actually met in 2018 on an Instagram live. And then I was doing like a business Q&A. And then a few days later, I was in the process of preparing and doing pre-study materials for a coach training that I did. And Ashley's like, wait, are you going to the same one that I'm going to? Divine intervention that we were meant to meet.
Seriously, we were destined to be besties. And I mean, that's so crazy. Like that technology allows you to just meet best friends, and Instagram and like being a coach. And it's just, it blows my mind how synchronistic all of that was. And like we met at a coach training, and now we're talking about coach training.
Yeah. Hi, Kiki.
Kiki, do you love me still?
Hi, friend. Hey, Danielle. So you guys, we did an amazing podcast that was dropped yesterday over on the Inner Boss podcast, all about becoming a quantum coach. And we wanted to continue that conversation, answer some questions, go a little deeper. Yeah, hit us with those hearts. Some of you guys may have even seen the beautiful little soundbite about holding space. Like, that was like a mic drop.
So good.
So good that Ashley shared. It's on both.
I loved that. I had to repost it. I was like, this is so beautiful. Like, just the graphic that you made, and just like so true. Like, I'm like, I said that? Cool.
You had so many layers, and I like edited it together, but like you had so many layers to like how you really saw holding space, and it was just explained in a way that I've never really heard before. So there were so many things like that where you really just bring such a unique and beautiful perspective to the art of coaching that and that's coming from, like, I've done a lot of coach trainings and I have a degree in psychology, and like it's always like so exciting and refreshing to hear a new perspective or a new lens or a new way of like looking at things. And you definitely
Thanks, girlfriend. Thank you.
Craft.
Thank you.
So you're so welcome. So guys, as you're jumping on, let us know where you're watching from. And I'm curious, for those of you who are watching, let us know in the comments, A, B, or C. A, if you are kind of like an aspiring closet coach, you are a personal development junkie, you have the calling, you feel the calling to be a coach, but you haven't yet developed your craft. That's A. B is if you are a baby coach, you're brand spanking new, you maybe have just started in your coaching practice, or maybe you're not charging yet and you're just doing things for free, kind of getting some experience under your belt. So drop a B below if that's you. Or C, if you are an experienced coach and you have been working with clients for a little while, and as a coach and dedicated learner, you're in that space where you are wanting to deepen in your craft. Like, I don't know about you, but that's me all the time. That's why I love having conversations with Ashley. Like, she's the same way. Like, we're always like, okay, what other tools can I add to my toolbox? How else can I show up for my clients and just deepen in the way that I'm able to serve them?
Hello, Michael Connolly. We got an A.
Yes.
Baby coach. I love that B is for baby coach.
B is for baby coach. Yes.
Baby coach. Do, 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 do. Baby coach. Do, do. Okay, that's going to be
about that. It's going to be in their heads.
I know. That's a great TikTok, though. It's a good idea.
That is a really good TikTok. That's very funny. So yeah, I mean, let's really talk about this. Like, well, let's even start with like, because we were once, like closet aspiring coaches who really wanted to step forward. And I don't know about you, but I definitely had a lot of fear and doubt. I remember listening to podcasts, and it didn't even occur to me that there would be a moment in time where I would actually become the voice that other people listen to on podcasts. It wasn't even on my radar.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I mean, I recall that even just listening to your podcast, like when I was a baby coach. And also like, I never even knew podcasts existed the way that they did until I started like bringing things online. But when I was a baby coach, I was teaching yoga, and I know you taught fitness too. I was teaching yoga, and I was just kind of in this place of like, I love empowering people. I love helping people move their bodies, and I love helping them leave this room feeling so inspired just with themselves and to like feel good in their day. And that's kind of like when I started to get that feeling of just that's when I was like really obsessed with personal development. And that's kind of where it all started. It was like in the yoga space. And I started researching more. And I actually remember committing to myself, like during, I think, my yoga training, like, I'm going to start posting inspiring things every day on social media. I mean, I had just a personal account, and I was like, I'm going to put inspiring quotes on there. Like that's every day I'm going to post like a quote. Did you ever like have that feeling of like, I'm just going to post a quote every day?
Absolutely. I mean, like, because I started my business in 2011. So at the time, like, there was really no live video. There wasn't people posting video snippets so much. And it really was just before and after pictures, because I was in health and fitness, and motivational quotes that were like, don't make excuses. They were really cheesy back then. But that was it. That was like the extent of like marketing yourself until probably like it started really shifting in like 2014, thankfully. And a lot of the platforms started shifting and changing and adapting to the fact that yes, marketers are here to stay. They're gonna run online businesses on these social media platforms.
Yeah.
I'm gonna live stream us on Facebook as well.
Ooh,
that sounds like a plan, right?
That why didn't we think of that
before? I don't know. Like we're recording on Zoom, we can totally live stream it there.
So you are, but if you're listening right now and you're like, okay, that like between both of our stories so far, and you're like, that sounds about right. Like I'm constantly posting inspirational quotes. I'm searching on Pinterest, and I'm like just filling myself up with everything I possibly can to like feel good and stay in that good state.
Yeah.
Then you should probably keep listening.
Yeah. I mean, I remember in the early days, it was just, well, I remember really early on, before even like understanding the personal development world existed, I remember waking up one day, and this was when I lived with my parents many years ago, and seeing Oprah Super Soul Sunday up on TV. And I never really sat on the floor, like in front of the TV. I would usually sit on the couch, but for some reason this day, I was so magnetically drawn to this man, Don Miguel Ruiz, who is the author of The Four Agreements. And I just remember sitting there staring at the TV, like mouth open, looking at this man who just had the most beautiful aura about him, and just had this, like, you could just sense the lightness in his being. And I remember thinking, I don't know what he's got, but I don't know how to do it, but I want that. And I was obsessed with his book, and I read it all the time. And I used to have like debilitating anxiety, and I struggled with depression all throughout college and into my like early career as a performer. And that was like the book that was allowing me to begin breaking through some of like the mental chatter. Don Miguel Ruiz, so it's Ruiz. And I also read The Voice of Knowledge, which is such a good book for like talking about like the monkey mind and all the chit chat. And that was the book where I would like, because I live in New York, and so I would be sitting on the train into Manhattan going to auditions and these cattle calls, and I would have hours in between where my nerves would be going crazy. I'd be like sweating and running in the bathroom and just like, oh my God, am I gonna, and you've got like 30 seconds to impress them. And so I would sit there and read this book, and one of the agreements was always do your best. And basically he described how there are some days when you might have the flu or you have the cold. Like your best on that day is not going to be your all-time best, but as long as you step forward and do the best that you can in that moment, like you can count that as a win. And so I started listening to these personal development books, and I mean, he's a shaman, so it's like all of these different spiritual and personal development modalities on top of like having a degree in psychology and being always very interested in all of this. And it just allowed me to begin deepening, but it was like scratching an itch, but it wasn't like fully scratching it. I was like, I want more. And I know you went through the same thing.
First of all, I'm obsessed with the 4 Agreements. Like I've listened to that over and over and over again. It was part of our yoga training, actually.
Oh my God, so funny.
To listen to that book or to read that book. And it's like, it's amazing what happens when you start to expand your mind in that way and expand your awareness in that way. And I mean, yeah, I'm right there with you. Like anything I could get my hands on, I would read. One of the books that actually changed my life the most, 11:11 in New Zealand, that's awesome, was Conversations with God. That book is so powerful. Did you read that?
Mm-mm.
It's so good, by Neil Donald Walsh. And it's just about, after I read that, I had this like deeper understanding of the perfection of all of life and how everything's unfolding as it should. And that people are going through everything that they need to for their soul to evolve. And honestly, I feel like that alone, I have like really taken with me in my coaching and now teach in QCA as well, because part of like the transformation process is helping people understand that everything is unfolding in its perfect way and time, even if we don't agree with it or, you know, want it to or whatever. But like that book helped embed that into my soul so much. So much. It's crazy.
That's so beautiful. And I'm curious, for those of you guys who are hanging with us, what is the book that has made like the biggest impact on your life or your business? I think that would be cool to be able to share.
I'd love to know. Yeah. It'd be awesome to know. Loving this chat.
Yay. We're more twins. So yeah, that was like the early stages. And I mean, you know, I made a post today that a graphic that I've shared before that so many people are like, oh my God, this is like, thank you for this reminder that, you know, you might look at other people and say, oh, that's like the influencer or the leader that I love to follow. And I just said, remember, you might not realize it, but you are that person to someone else. You are that person for someone else. And it might not be that you're like, well, how could I be that person for somebody else when I don't have a following? You might be that person for somebody that you work with at your day job. You might be that person for the friend who just, you know, you're like that inspirational person to them. So it's remembering that everything that you're doing and the way that you're showing up is making an impact on people on like a very tangible level, and then also on an energetic level.
Totally. Oh my God. Yeah. And like when people are coming to you with that energy, and when people are like saying to you, like, thank you, like your advice really helped me, or you just being there for me really helped me. And they're giving you these like big thank yous for just being you. That's kind of an indicator that you're living in your calling in that moment. You know, like it's all happening in that moment for you. And that's kind of how it happened for me too. It was like people would just come to me, they would talk to me. I was that person. And I didn't realize I was that person until it started happening like really consistently. And I'm like, oh shit, like there's something to this. I like talking to people. I like helping people. I like being that support for someone.
And you're like also kind of on another level, like I really love being the support for people, and maybe I can get paid in something other than cups of coffee and wine nights.
Like, oh my God. Yeah. I mean, realizing that I was that support was like an aha moment, because I didn't see it. Like even when I was 12 years old, I was like the babysitter that the mom came home and like spilled her whole life to. I was 12. She's like, I feel like you're so much older than 12. I'm like, I'm not, I'm 12. Like, it's just so funny. But yeah, like connecting those dots. And then obviously like when I was like, oh, coaching, is that a thing?
Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay. I can get paid for this. That's crazy.
Yeah. How did you like realize that coaching was an actual career and like that could be a business that you could build?
Hold up while I sip my Organifi green juice real quick. Yes, Todd and I have been drinking our juice. We've been good boys and girls. And I want to remind you to drink your juice. If you have not yet had your juice today or you haven't yet ordered your Organifi greens, what you waiting for? They are so good, so delicious. If you're ready to reset, return the body to homeostasis, if you're ready to reduce your cravings, if you're ready for micronutrients to help you infuse more superfoods for your body to feel more energized, more vital, and let's be real, just better about yourself because you're drinking something green in the morning, Organifi green juice is for you. If you're not into green juice, I do highly recommend just trying it. But they also have other juices, some that are more sweet. They really do have you covered from sunrise to sunset. They have a juice for morning, noon, and night. And if you want 15% off, I got you covered, boo. Just go to my link, www.organifi.com/manifestwithash, MANIFESTWITHASH. I gotta spell it out because it's a podcast. Just go to Manifest with Ash and you'll get 15% off. You'll feel amazing. You're going to feel like you're improving your total well-being, and I think you're going to love the taste. So if you're ready for some moringa, some chlorella, some spirulina, some beetroot, some matcha green tea, some wheatgrass, some ashwagandha, turmeric, lemon juice, coconut water, it's all in there and it's all waiting for you. So go right now. I can't wait. And let me know how you love it. Well, it wasn't until I was like starting to do workshops at the yoga studio, and the idea of life coach came to me through someone. I think we shared this on the podcast about like the wedding thing. Go listen to the podcast for that. But something came through and I was like, oh my gosh, I think I'm supposed to be a life coach. And I looked it up online. Like, can you get paid for life coaching? Like, is life coaching a real career? Is it a real profession?
Yeah.
Is it something people really do? And I started to find things. And then, one of my friends told me, she was like, there's a girl that we went to high school with that is a life coach and you should reach out to her and see like how she did it. So I reached out to her. She told me about getting certified in coaching. And I was like, oh my God, I can get certified in this? Like, I really had no idea. I felt like I a dummy in a way. Like,
yeah.
I was just so excited though. And so that's kind of when I realized you could get paid for it. When she was like, you can actually get certified in this. I was like, what? Okay. And then before I invested in it, I started to coach people for free to see if I was like really about to drop $12,000 on a certification.
Yeah. And then you did.
And I was like, I think I can do this. I'm gonna just go for it. And then I did.
Yeah.
What about you?
That's a serious level up.
Yeah, it was.
So I don't think I really understood like what coaching was. So I was like going to school for psychology. My mom's a therapist, my aunt's a therapist, and that was always like the career path that I was like heading down. And I remember sitting down with my aunt and she was like, Jen, don't do it. Don't become a therapist. And I was like, what? Why? And I just remember being kind of like surprised by that. But in going through school, now I want to go back and get my PhD. But at the time, like I was just so done with school and I really needed to do some deep inner work and heal a lot of like my adrenal fatigue and just a lot of like brain stuff, and just really come back to finding peace in my life and handling my anxiety and my depression and all of that. And so I ended up stepping into the online space sort of accidentally. I was loving all the Beachbody workout programs that I had been doing since 2011. And I had been doing Beachbody workouts since 2004, long before they came out with any kind of network marketing, anything.
Crazy.
Like I was like an OG girl. Like I was doing Turbo Jam and hip hop abs, and like having my friends come over to do it with me. So when I found out there was like an actual like opportunity to like basically get paid to promote products that I already been promoting for years, I jumped on that and I did that for a couple of years. But that was like my first introduction to coaching, and basically they had everything set up for you in a network marketing kind of setup. Like, okay, you're going to sell these programs. And so it's kind of like a pop-up business where I didn't have to actually create anything. I just kind of got to guide people through the process and then essentially support them. So I got a lot of experience, as a coach, and really helping people work through some of their limiting beliefs, specifically around health and wellness. But actually somebody just asked a really good question. They said, what coaching school for the certification would you recommend?
Ooh,
well, that's a really great question. I would absolutely recommend the Quantum Coaching Academy certification. QCA.
QCA is a coach certification program that will literally give you everything you need to become a world-class coach.
Yes.
If you're interested in QCA and learning more, just DM Jen and she'll get you all the information that you need. But also, we are hosting a free 3-day training called Big Coach Energy Live, which is happening on Monday. So if you sign up for that, you'll get all the details, and applications will open on 11/11 for QCA.
You're going to get so many tools and strategies and new ways of thinking about growing a coaching business.
Yes, join us, Growth Connection. Can't wait.
Yay. Hi, Jenna. So good. And if somebody could post that in the comments, heyjencasey.com/BCE, that would be awesome.
Hi.
Yay.
And Jenna is a co-coach inside the Quantum Coaching Academy, and she is just incredible at what she does. She's also a therapist, and she has a lot of angles in which she sees different situations and coaching techniques, and the love that she puts in and the space that she holds. She's amazing. So you get a lot. Yeah, the best.
And I'll say too, the reason why I was really excited to bring Ashley on to talk about coaching and to like share her training certification with you guys is really that what she's built, like there are a lot of training certification programs of different levels, of different styles, different types, different depth, but hers is actually accredited. And so do you want to share a little bit about that?
Yeah, absolutely. So we are in the process right now of being accredited with the International Coach Federation. And here's the thing about coaching, you guys, it's not a regulated industry. You don't need a certification to be a coach, but what you do need are skills and processes and tools and ways to help your clients move forward. And usually that comes in the package of a coach certification. So with that being said, the ICF is a federation that regulates coaching, that regulates our industry, because, there's a lot of people out there that call themselves coaches, and that's great because I think that they have a mission and a calling to help other people. And that's what we need in this world.
Yeah.
And we also need people that actually know what they're doing, right? Like, and I say that with love, so much love, but we need people that know what they're doing. And so the ICF is a really high level accreditation because they have a extremely high standard for their coaches. They have an extremely high standard for excellence, and they have an extremely high level of integrity and ethic and just so much that they expect of their coaches, and we follow all of their standards. So there's no there's no reason for you to sign up for a certification if you're not going to be accredited, in my opinion, just because I feel like it is like it's the highest certification you can hold in the industry. And when you have that behind you, you can charge more for your coaching. You can have people, feel more held by you because you know what you're doing. And ultimately, I think you can make the biggest possible impact because you'll have like such high credentials for your work.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And
I think too, a lot of people, I even used to say like, you don't need a certification. And now it's like, well, yeah, you don't need it, but I'm like, but you want some training. You really, really want some training, especially if you're working, on a deeper level with life coaching, with relationships. I mean, honestly, even if you're a business coach, like there's so much inner work that needs to be done. So like if you're trying to be a strategist or just, create a course and be a teacher and not include any coaching in it, I mean, I think you're kind of missing your programs might be missing a layer of really looking at some of those deeper beliefs. But if we go in without that training, I mean, the number one thing that I was hearing from people about coaching was they were like, I don't know what questions to ask. And then I'll ask certain things and I'm just kind of like guessing my way through the process. I'll get to a place with a client and then I don't know what else to say. I don't know where else to guide them.
Yeah. I'm curious right now, as you guys are watching this on Facebook and on Instagram, where do you feel like you get stuck with clients? Like, where do you feel like is your sticking point? Because we can try and give you some tips right now to help you. And we're going to go into that really in depth on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of next week. I'm just curious, like what it is for you that you feel like you're lacking in your coaching to help take people to the next level.
Just drop your questions
so
below.
We can, drop them in. And on that note, I had another thought. What was it? Oh, I had someone reach out yesterday who was like very interested in joining QCA. And she's like, I have a lot of life experience. Like she has a lot of life experience. She's like, I created a program. I put in my life experience and I'm a hypnotherapist, which is awesome. And I'm sure her program is amazing. Like I do believe people can create incredible programs. She's like, but I do feel like I could add so much more value to people that join by knowing how to confidently coach them through their belief systems and thought patterns and, word patterns and all the things. And I just thought that was really like brave of her to admit that.
Yeah.
Because I think that it's not always easy to admit something like that, but also like to admit, like, listen, if you're a coach, you're committed to never arriving, in my opinion. And and another thing she brought up was, I'm torn. Like, do I invest in marketing, in a coach to help me with my marketing, or do I invest in a certification? I have an answer for that, but I'm curious what yours is. And then I want to answer some of these questions too.
Yeah. I mean, I think the answer is you invest, like you need and want both. However, I think a lot of people struggle with like, okay, if I'm going to focus on one area, where do I begin? And I don't know that there's a right answer or
I agree
for everybody, but if you don't have the tools and the knowledge, then, I think, Growth Connection just asked, how do I get out there and meet the most clients? The way that I sort of see it, if you don't have a skill set where you feel confident yet, and you are sort of, making a website and figuring out your niche and maybe putting together the first beta program, that could be a great way to get yourself out there. It just depends on what level you're at, because if you can instead take that time to deepen in your craft, really hone your skills, you're going to be able to produce better content. You're going to have more confidence, energetically feel more aligned with what you're doing, potentially be able to charge more of a premium, and really be able to, which I think is the most important and under talked about thing, is actually create results for people. I think in our online marketing space, so much of the messaging that we see on Facebook ads and, podcasts, it's like, make more sales, how to get more Instagram followers, how to get out there, how to find more people. And it's like, that's part of it. Like, we want to like be in like the law of action. We want to take action. We want to take those steps forward. However, if we are not able to create a transformation for people, like, think about this, guys. If you don't know how to coach effectively, you're not going to get your clients transformational results. If you don't get your clients transformational results, they're not going to give you testimonials and send you referrals.
Yeah.
If they're giving you nothing and sharing nothing, and you're relying, and you have no social proof to say, look, I helped this person have this result, it's going to cost you so much money. If you guys ever watch Shark Tank, they'll ask the business owners, like, what does it cost you to acquire a new customer? Because that's the most expensive thing to do. And so if you're constantly in that phase of not getting people, like not being able to be at the highest level of your practice, of your craft, and you're constantly having to kind of start over with pumping that well to get the word out there, to get people interested in what you do,
So true.
It's such I know people want to just do all the selling and that's the sexy thing. Everyone wants to know, find your dream clients, but it's like, you need to become the dream coach.
Yes.
You need to become the dream coach, become the coach, embody the energy of the big coach energy, embody the energy of the coach, that people take your picture, cut out pictures of your program and put it on their vision board and say, one day I'm going to work with Ashley and I'm going to be in QCA. One day I'm going to work with this person. Like, become the dream coach. And that's how you step into attracting the dream clients.
Mic drop. We're quoting that and we're putting it on a graphic ASAP. Carly, if you're still listening, oh my gosh, like, wow.
Yeah.
That's it. And honestly, I feel like that has been the key to my success personally.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I became the dream coach and then I attracted the dream clients.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even realize that, but that is true. That is literally my problem. Like, that's it.
Yeah.
I never had a problem getting clients because I was 100% certain that I could help people get results anytime I talked to them. And if I wasn't, then they weren't my dream client, right? But like, people would come to me because I emanated that energy of certainty and clarity and big coach energy. Like, that's it. Like, confidence that I could help you.
Well, it's so funny because I think a lot of people say, how do I develop coaching confidence? And I think the word confidence is a little bit tricky to pin down. It's sort of like when people will say, you know, you have to be motivated, or I didn't work out because I'm lazy. That's just such a blanket statement, right? And confidence, how do we really define and articulate that? And to me, being a confident coach is actually somebody who's certain. So you said certainty. Certainty in your skill set, certainty in your energy, certainty in your ability to get in rapport with your client, certainty that you can pivot and navigate and problem solve regardless of what problem the client might have. Or even just the other day, I was working with a client. I was taking her through a technique that creates a beautiful transformation for the majority of people that I work with. But for her, there was some like deeper layers of trauma and she could not connect with this specific technique. And I recognized that, you know what, we need to pivot and we need to do something else. And so I ended up switching over and started doing a hypnosis, took her into that to put her into trance, to allow her to relax into the process and allow me to give her those suggestions on a subconscious level. And so if I didn't have all of those different tools, techniques, and modalities, and if I didn't have the certainty that I could help her have that breakthrough, no matter what she throws at me, I would have probably gotten a little flustered. And I think new coaches would, like, they would not know how to navigate that and would start to panic, like, oh God, why is it not working? And try to force it try to force the process, or just try to move them through it and kind of ignore that, you know, things didn't release. So it's like, can you do, like, asking yourself, just getting real with yourself, not to like toot my own horn, but like that took, you know, practice and really embodying and putting some hours in with people to actually, you know, really learn and pick up on some of these nuances of using these tools and techniques and having the skill to execute with them.
So good. Like, so good. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I love that so much. Yeah.
And I think certainty, like, all of you guys can, like, confidence is the byproduct of seeing, like, that's what we see when somebody is certain in all of those different levels, in their energy,
oh my God, yeah,
in their belief systems, in their skill set, in like knowing that they have the tools to break through a belief with anybody on anything.
Absolutely. And with that, all of those combined plus like equals confidence, right? You're going to feel really good about it. What do you think that message sends out in your energetic field?
Mm-hmm.
It says, I'm a client magnet, right? Like, I am a client magnet because I know how to help people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So good. Let's see. What are we seeing here? How do I get out there and meet most ideal clients? Okay, I think we covered that. I just launched my mentoring program and I'm having a hard time reaching clients. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Growth connection. I hope that helped you, what we just shared.
Yeah. And then like, you know, because there's two sides to that. When people ask question like, how do I find new clients? You know, especially in this kind of forum, you know, we don't have enough information about,
right,
you know, the specifics of, you know, what you've been trying. Are you on podcasts? Are you, you know, jumping on live every day? Like, you know, there are, of course, the things that are, I don't want to say the boring things, but the maybe more obvious things that, you know, we can be doing, showing up every day, posting every day. You know, and you know, today I had a VIP day with a client, and she was, you know, figuring out her high ticket offer, and all about how to build your team, and you know, really hiring and firing and all of these different processes. Oh no, my light went out. Hang on, we need to get a girl looking. There we go. Okay. Oh, that's even brighter. We did well. Looks
good.
So I was on with a VIP client today, and she was sharing how she, you know, wanted to put this offer out, but she kept saying, well, I don't have the audience yet. And I was like, She's like, I don't know. How do I target this audience? And I said, you might not have an audience, but you do have a network. You have a network of other entrepreneurs, other people in your community, because she's invested in a lot of great programs. And so she's connected to a lot of people who have audiences that she can then get in front of. So we were discussing, how about doing an Instagram live like this, which is now going live on both of our platforms,
right?
On both of our Instagrams. So we're cross-pollinating. Are there, you know, guest podcasts? Can you be a bonus guest in somebody's program and teach a little masterclass or a membership? There's so many ways that we can get ourselves out there that are more powerful. It's like this borrowed authority by using our network, as opposed to sitting there and reposting different hashtags every hour. Like, to me, that's like a very like,
oh my gosh, yeah,
slow process. Like, if you can get your face in front of people and actually create a personal connection, it is far more powerful.
I love that on so many levels. And I just want to like pick apart something that you just said. So the first thing that Jen said was, it's not that you don't have an audience, like maybe you don't have an audience, but you have a network of people. Okay. So number one, she's business coaching, right? She's strategizing with this girl. Jen is strategizing with her VIP client. And she didn't jump into the details of how this client can generate an audience right away. What did she do? She reframed her belief system. So her client was like, oh, I don't have an audience. Reframe, but you do have a network, right? And so then it gets her on a completely different track of thinking and brainstorming now with Jen of all the different ways that she can think of how to get herself out there and her program out there. And that's the beauty of power of coaching, because when you know how to reframe somebody's belief systems, you unlock a field of potential for them that they literally did not see before. And that is so powerful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just want to point that out.
When that, I appreciate that so much. And it yeah, like that's spot on. I didn't even like really think about it that much, because it was just looking down at my notes that are here from a couple hours ago. But yeah, she was really operating from this box, right? Because I believe I don't have an audience for this offer, it means, like, what am I making it mean? She was making it mean that it's not going to sell, and I'm not going to be able to get it out there, and it's going to be hard, and I'm going to have to spend a lot of money on Facebook ads. And basically, by me realizing, well, no, wait a minute, you've invested in all these programs, you have a huge network of people that you're connected to. I was like, wait, you don't need an audience, you have a network, and your network has an audience that is perfect for what you are creating.
It's like I think it's Dora the Explorer. It's like, out of the box, out of the box. Had to go there. Christiana is, she was thinking about coming on from the wait list to QCA, and I know she's on here now, and she's like, what's the best way to find dream clients? I hope we answered that for you. I hope that you feel like you got some gold from that. I really do. And I still hope you join QCA. I'm just gonna say that. Mm-hmm. Okay. So what else do we have here?
Yeah. And I think too, like if you're in that space where you aren't attracting dream clients right now, like it might be in part, like we were saying before, some strategy. However, there might also be some coaching elements missing. And you probably know for your individual self better than anybody what your business needs right now. But if you're not attracting clients, it could be a small fix. It could be a bigger picture strategy, but don't wait to get the support to actually make that shift, because there's a lot of people. I don't know if you guys are paying attention to things that are happening in, especially the United States. There's a lot of people who are, really operating from boxes on every side. This is not a this versus them. It's just like, wow, how is it possible that people can have such like specific beliefs while other people can have opposite beliefs, right? And so I think this next phase of the consciousness of the world really is about allowing us to not necessarily drop our beliefs and jump to other sides or whatever, but to have more flexibility in our thinking. Because that's really what coaching is. It's helping people get outside the box, and they can still keep their box. But wouldn't it be beautiful if you could like expand that box or like have another box and be willing to have that behavioral flexibility to see other people's perspectives, without having like an ego attachment to it. Like if you can see other people's perspectives, if you can appreciate and validate what's important to other people and understand what's intrinsically important to them on a level of like what they value, right? Like that's just going to allow for so much more open communication, especially within families where there's like people on opposite ends of the spectrum. Like coaches are needed right now more than ever to help support this next level of expansion, to help us heal, to help us grow, to help us expand by teaching others how to have more open lines of communication and break through these beliefs and all of this ego that's coming up, and all this fear and scarcity about like needing to be right. Like there's just so many layers that we can start to peel back. And it like the role of coaches and healers are going to have their work cut out for them, but are needed more now than ever.
True. It is so true. And so many women have said to me that have gone through QCA, like, I've healed so many relationships from learning how to hold space, and I've healed so many relationships and opened up so much more communication with the people in my life because I learned how to like let go of right and wrong and help them and hold space for them without judgment. Like it's really interesting. It's really, really powerful what can happen when you learn some of these tools. So cool.
It really is so powerful to be able to just like have absolute respect and validate and understand and listen to somebody in the purest way without agreeing with them. Like, totally. Wow.
I mean, that before I even went to become a coach, like that is what transformed my relationship with my in-laws. Like just like having a conversation and us just listening with respect for each other and moving on, like not having to like go into all these dramatic details, but just being like, okay, that's what you feel. That's what I feel. That's what you think. That's what I think. And let's move on.
Yeah.
Peace.
Love. And just honoring happiness. People for where they
are.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So good. Yeah. So guys, what other questions do you have about coaching, showing up as a powerful coach, asking questions?
Growth Connection said, how did you both become the dream coach? What are some things that you've done?
That's a good question. You want to go first?
I mean, like we said, we've done so much personal development, a lot. It started with personal development for me. Like that led me to wanting to become certified in coaching. And I took my first certification, which was a 9-month certification. It was a $12,000 investment, best investment ever. And then the next year I was able to invest more into myself and into my, toolbox, tool shed, and went for more coach certifications. And I just feel like for me personally, I've become the dream coach by investing in myself, number one, making space for myself, doing my own personal development work has definitely helped make me a dream coach, just because I know that I can't lead people where I'm not willing to go. and whether it comes to investing in myself, right? I can't tell people to invest in themselves if I'm not investing in myself. That's one thing, right? Which I think is pretty obvious and people talk about till they're blue in the face in the online space. But also like I'm talking deep inner work. And Jen and I actually do a lot of that work together. We go on Soul Sister trips and we do a lot of deep inner healing. And it's something that we're so committed to and that we will never stop doing. And I do feel like that has contributed greatly to becoming the coach that I am today.
Yeah, beautifully said. And I think too, you know, everything that Ashley is speaking to right now, you know, she's sharing with you guys like the steps that, like looking back, these are the steps that we took. These are the things that we did. And, you know, not everybody does those things. And I really think that, you know, our actions, the actions that we've taken, the investments that we've made, the choices that we've made, the willingness to be coachable ourselves and be in this like constant pursuit of growth, it is really driven by our intrinsic values. And Ashley and I have very similar values, especially when it comes to coaching and growing our businesses. And just 3 of the ones that came to mind are service, integrity, and quality. We are so beyond, like that is so important to us. And we're so dedicated in our own lives and businesses to showing up truly in service. And in order to do that, it's like, well, okay, I need to keep growing to be in service. If I want to be integrity and know 1000% that I am in service and giving people the best experience, then when we learn something new, it's like, we have to share it. When we learn something new, we just want to we recently, within last year, started getting both of us more into breath work and different types of modalities. And it was like, whoa, wait, whoa, I just had a transformation from this. Okay, I need to go get certified. I need to go learn more about this. I need to go deeper. And I need to be in this practice because I want to be able to share this with my clients and actually come from, not from a place of oh, I read one book or I watched one video and I'm going to share it with you. No, a place of actual inner knowing, of having integrated, studied, and embodied that experience. And then the quality, it's all connected, right? Being able to actually deliver something that's creating real results for people. And, that's both of us talk about being world-class. And that is speaking to our commitment to mastery and quality. Because in the online space, the reality is a lot of people get a little distracted, I'll say, by needing to get the next sale, needing to hit bigger numbers every single month in their business. And when you're so heavily, 80% of your energy is focused on marketing and getting more clients and kind of in that survival, there's not as much energy to focus on the craft of coaching. And I just did a mini coach training program just for a couple of weeks, not a certification, but just kind of an introductory to coaching training. And a lot of people said this was such a relief. This was such a great experience to be able to not be talking about selling and just to do a little bit of inner work on myself and really come back to why I'm even building this business in the first place. And Ashley just finished up 6 months of certifying a beautiful round of quantum coaches.
Yeah.
And I'm sure, you have had
so much
similar things. Yeah.
Oh my God. Absolutely. It's amazing to watch them do their own inner work in the program. When you learn tools like that, you're learning them to facilitate on others, but you're also going through them yourself. And Jen and I have done that for each other too over the years. We have given thank you. We've given each other, found them. Yeah. We've given each other breakthrough days and coaching sessions and all the things just to help us break through our own stuff, but also elevate our coaching craft and deepen it. And it's just it's amazing when you do that work, you see how powerful the tools are. And what that does is it gives you even more confidence and competence to then go and help others and create that transformation for others. It's really cool how that ripples out.
And Stephanie asked, she said she's about to finish up a year-long coaching certification. What do you believe is a crucial first priority as I begin setting up my own coaching business?
That's a you question.
So I would say the first priority for most people, now that you've gotten the training and you're ready to get started, I would say I would say, let me start with what not to do. A lot of people think, okay, I'm going to start my business. I need a logo. I need a website. You don't need all of that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You just need to start. Like the very first thing that I would do is create an application, maybe on Typeform, and have it set up so that that form goes to your email and show up on social media, start adding value and like drive people to that application where they can fill it out to book a call to connect with you to see if working together would be a good fit. Like literally you need that and a legal document, some kind of contract. I'm not a lawyer. This is not legal advice, but I would connect with a lawyer. We can, if you need somebody, if you didn't get one from that certification program.
Yeah. I was literally just thinking like, that's awesome that you just did that. And also like, I'm surprised that they didn't like
give you the first
provide
steps.
that. Yeah. Yeah. Not to give myself.
Yeah.
We give you all of that. Just kidding.
So, but,
no, that's really good advice. That's really good, like feedback of just honestly what you're saying about how to start. It's like what I'm getting from what you're saying is just having that core focus and just putting all of your attention on what that is.
Yeah, I think for a brand new coach that has a certification, they have the tools and they're like, okay, now I need to, and I think too, when people are going through a certification program, especially like a longer one, if they're not also like, for those of you who haven't started one yet, as you're learning and growing, whether it's a health coach certification or a life coach certification or any certification, you want to be sharing on social media and beginning to grow an audience and share content and create content as you are learning. Take them on the journey with you, because what I see happen is a lot of times people will go through a certification, never open an Instagram account, and then they're done with the certification and they don't have any interest or clients because they're like, now I'm here. And so you want to be doing both.
I just spit. I was like really excited on that. I've seen people do that. And in programs that I've been in, and like the first month of my program, I had clients because I was sharing it. I was like, this is what I'm doing. This is the thing. And I would just educate people and give value. And people were booking discovery calls.
Hi,
hey,
ladies.
Rachel.
Hey.
Oh my God, I love Spa Boss. She's the best.
Hey. And Miss Royal Standard, what's up? But yeah, I mean, honestly, when you're thinking, oh, fun.
So is Rochelle. Whoop, whoop.
Whole crew is here. But just going back to like what we were just kind of talking about in terms of like what are the first steps with starting a coaching business with every single person. It's like you want to figure out like what is your actual intention and priority right now, right? Because like I was on VIP day the other day and like one on today, and like they had very different needs, different priorities, and so because of that we set different goals. So, like one person is like, I need cash flow right now. So okay, if that's like the absolute priority and you need cash flow in your business, then getting that first sale, getting that first client signed on is going to be the priority. If you're like, no, I'm good on cash flow, like I've been signed clients, like I really want to automate and scale my business. Like, okay, so you're not going to be trying to like fill your time with like one-on-one clients or high ticket clients. Your focus is going to be on, building out maybe like an evergreen webinar or something. So, there is no blanket advice of like what the best first step is. It really depends on
what you need,
what your personal needs are, and where you are actually at in beginning your business. You're so welcome. I'm so glad you guys are here.
Team
Todd.
Aw. Team Todd, my husband, is going to tennis with Todd. Yeah. And on that note, I would say join us for Big Coach Energy Live on Monday. You'll learn so much more. We'll dive deeper. We'll answer your questions. You'll learn new skills. It's going to be so great. It's going to be so great.
We've got links in both our bios, so come on over.
Yeah. Or you can just go to heyjencasey.com/BCE. Big Coach Energy.
Big Coach
or
Energy.
Best Coach Ever. Whoop, whoop, whoop. This is so good. I'm totally putting this on the podcast. It was so great.
Yay.
Yay.
So fun. What other questions might you guys have? Any last thoughts? Ashley, do you have any last thoughts or insights that would help to make today's conversation feel complete?
Growth Connection said I'll be there. Yay. I'm so excited. I think the only thought that I want to share right now that's coming through is to just trust where you're at right now and to lean in and know that, like, if this is the business that you're building, if this is the direction that you want to go with your life, don't doubt whether that's like something you should do or not. You already know that it's something that you want to be doing and you want to be moving in the direction of. So like, just trust that you're exactly where you need to be for that. And you're attracting all the right information that you need to help you get there. Like, it's not by chance that you landed on this live. You might think it is, but it's not, right? And it wasn't by chance that I landed on a live with Jen Casey 3 years ago and now we're besties and we've, traveled together and we've done trainings together. And I mean, I can't imagine my life without her. Like, it's just, that wasn't by chance, it was divine. It was perfect. And she's helped me so much on my journey. And like, everything that we've ever done has led to where we are right now. And it's just, I want you to trust in that too, because if I could look back and tell myself like, it's all going to happen and it's all going to flow and work out, even when you might doubt it or not think that it does, and it will. So just, I want to instill that trust in you.
Boom. Yeah. Mic drop. So good. And my last thought is like, for those of you who, I think Ashley said it perfectly the other day when we were talking, just like, there are so many people who have that calling, that inner calling to become a coach, and they keep pushing it down. They keep ignoring it. Who am I to do that? I don't have the skill. How do I even start? What would that even look like? I've never been that person before. I mean, listen, when I started coaching in network marketing 2011, if you look at my Facebook posts from 2010, they were the following. Gonna go to work tomorrow. Oh no, I'm so tired. And I was like that annoying girl that used Facebook as like, Dear Diary. Today, I hate life. Like, I was the literal worst. Like, I look back and I'm like, oh my God, if you guys saw the things I used to post, you'd die laughing and be like, that doesn't even sound like you. And so if you, like, even if you're that person that you've like gone through some shit and it's been like heavy on your heart, my invitation to you today is, if you have that calling and you felt that nudge, perhaps you've gone through some crazy stuff because it's going to, and not that you went through it for this reason, but because you went through it, you now have a deeper container to hold of empathy. Like, you can understand people's pain more. You can understand like where they're struggling. So like, all of those things, if you've been through whatever you've been through, like, all of that's going to inform you. All of that is a gift to really help you connect with people on a deeper level. So if you feel that calling, it's time to turn that coaching calling into a coaching craft, a developed craft. So yes, listening to those nudges. You are language. Okay.
Bar.
I guess I am
Listen
language.
to those nudges. Mm-hmm. You're speaking truth. That's what
you're
doing.
I'm like, it's just that you're going to purge because you just feel the truth coming out. You've got to purge out all the things that are not in service of you.
I'm like, are you throwing shade? Just kidding. And on that, I will say, just to piggyback, like, it is true. Like, everything that you shared is like so powerful. And if you do follow the nudge and you want to take it a step further, we are opening applications for the Quantum Coaching Academy, which is a 6-month certification program, November 11th, 11/11. So you can look out for that as well.
And if you're watching this from Ashley's page, reach out to Ashley. If you're watching this from my page, send me a DM and we can share more info with you guys.
Okay. Well,
thank you.
Love you guys.
So much for being here. Us. We're just so in rapport. We're both like, thank you guys. This is amazing. Thank you guys so much for the amazing questions, for hanging out with us, for sharing what you've been working on in your businesses, and definitely go sign up for Big Coach Energy Live. It's going to be so freaking amazing.
Hello. Can't wait.
Love you guys.
See you soon. Bye. Woo! We did some work today. Thank you so much for listening. You know I love my BAM fam. If this episode resonated with you, please share it with someone who you know would love it too, because we live for the ripple effect over here. And how can you best support the show? Make sure you're subscribed, hit the 5 stars, and leave a review on iTunes, and let me know how the podcast has impacted you. I love being part of your real-time journey, so screenshot the episode and tag me and my guests on Instagram at Manifest with Ash. Now say it with me. I am my own power source. I am the master of my own energy, and I deserve everything that I desire. We don't just talk about it over here, we be about it. Now go get 'em.